Good morning. Good to see you here, guys. I'm so happy to be here today. I tell you, sometimes you just wake up thankful. That's what I did today. I hope you did too. We're going to have an amazing session today. And I know that the title for this day is Digital Marketing Saturated. Is there a future for 2023? I'm going to answer it right up front so you don't have to stay to the end if you don't want. The answer is yes, and the answer is no. Some of you guys are going to be crushed very soon. You're just going to be crushed, and I'm going to tell you why. And then others of you, if you stay to the end, are going to be able to battle what's going on right now. And there is some crazy stuff going on right now. So welcome, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each time I go live or if I upload a video. Man, am I excited to be here today. I really, really am. We've had some issues in our family recently. I've had some little health issue. Matter of fact, I tore my meniscus in my knee, which is not the first time. I've done both knees already. And I'm getting ready to go to Rome, so I'm going to have to kind of grin and bear it. It's a little painful walking, but you know what? I'm here, which is important. And it looks like Mr. Web Solution. He says, I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. Sometimes it shows names. And then for a while it will show my company name, and now it's back to my company name again. That's really weird. I wonder why it's doing that. That's really odd. I don't know why it's doing that. But yes, it will be an interesting topic today. I think it's very interesting. I've done a lot of research. I'm going to back up a lot of this with numbers, guys. And also give me a thumbs up. Don't forget that. And please, those of you who are using that chat box, I really appreciate it. I can throw your stuff up on the screen there. People can interact with you. You'll meet people. I had a conversation about luck the other day, and I think I got luck figured out. I think it's created. The more spots you put yourself in, the more lucky you're going to be. But my wife was doing an interview the other day with somebody fairly prominent, and she's having an issue now with the upload, and she may have lost some of her interview. And we were discussing that this morning. The more things you do, the more problems you're going to have. So if you want nothing to happen in life, just go sit in a corner, I guess, and do nothing, and nothing good will happen, nothing bad will happen, and you'll be okay. But you really can't do that, can you? It just really doesn't work that way. So you got to do stuff, and I'm going to talk about what you can do today because, guys, it really is crucial right now, and I'll share some stats with you too. I jotted them down. Let me put them up here so I can see what I'm talking about. It's funny because of the world illness. Can I say that? I don't know if I can say that or not. Let me grab some of my tea here. During the world illness, everybody said, we're going to do, digital marketing. That's what we're going to do. All these businesses said, we're going to do digital marketing, which is fine and good and well. But I will tell you that I want to kind of break it down first off. Digital marketing is going to become so saturated in 2023 and that there's just not going to be a lot of room there for you guys. But we have to work around that. And that's what this training is about today, how you can work around that, what you can do. I get asked this a lot, is there really going to be a future for this? Have I missed my opportunity? Am I not going to be able to do digital marketing? And once again, the answer is yes, and the answer is no. A lot of people will feel like they're wasting their time. They really don't get any return. They post videos, they do blogs, they do all this stuff, and they just hear crickets. Nothing's happening. And I want to share with you why nothing's happening. First off, there's a lot of people spending money. Okay. And when they spend money, it takes up space. There's $380 billion in global digital ad spend for 2021. Let me repeat that. $380 billion in global digital ad spend for 2021. That's more than Elon Musk is worth. He's always my point guy because I can always point to him and go, look at that guy. And if you got questions about any of these numbers or anything I'm going over, put it in that chat box. I want to get the conversation going. Hey, even if you're not watching this live, I still will respond to you. Just put it in the comment section below. I come back through every day. Matter of fact, I was doing some comments this morning. I love hearing from you guys. I really do. It's really interesting. So what's going to happen, do you think, in the future? They're going to keep spending. I mean, more money is going to be spent. There's going to be more and more content online. The U.S. social media ad spend, okay, just for the USA, was 40. I know half my audience is in India. I'm aware of that. Hello, India. How you doing? I love you guys. But U.S. social ad spend was $43 billion in 2020 alone. And that's the latest statistic I could find. But that's crazy because that is actually a 20% increase over 2019. More than, that houses went up. Okay. Houses went up a lot, right? I built a house in 2021, bought the land in 2020 and it went up. But the average house didn't go up 20% in a single year. And that's actually what happened, 20%. And that's a huge increase in ad spend. The real truth, here's the real truth right up front. Digital marketing will be the most saturated in 2023 than it's ever been in the history of digital marketing. So let me say that again. If you're thinking it may be saturated, you're absolutely right. It's going to be more saturated than it's ever been since the history of digital marketing started. So that's a problem. That's a big problem. And if you can't counteract that, if there's not something you can do, you're going to have a problem. So here's the key. In this training, I want to show you how you can make yourself stand out from the crowd. See, this is what it's all about. There's just millions and millions and millions and millions of stuff out there, but you've got to stand out to succeed from this point on. If you don't stand out, if you don't differentiate yourself, if you don't do something different, you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be posting videos. You're going to be doing blogs. You're going to be doing all this stuff, writing articles, and nobody's going to see your stuff. They're just not, okay? But I want to share with you how you can do it, how you can stand out. Of course, you need to think, number one, you need to think about content and what you need to do. And here's why. There's over 1 billion blogs. 1 billion. So if you take the whole world, there's 1 billion blogs, okay? Right there, that's kind of tough. There's over 1.8 billion websites, almost double in websites alone. So if you got a website, it's not going to stand out. It's just not anymore. It used to be you could put up a website and everybody saw it. I mean, everybody did. But think about this. There's 7 billion people in the world. And so there's one blog for every 7 people. Okay. That's a lot. There's one blog for every 7 people in the world. So it's really like, do we need more content? Everything's been written about, everything's been talked about. We probably don't need any more content, okay? As a matter of fact, there's 200,000 searches for car insurance in the USA. But get this, when you search car insurance, you're going to get 7 billion results, okay? There's not even 7 billion people. We're barely 7 billion people in the world. So that's a problem. All these things are problems, guys. And I want to give you the solutions to this, but there are as many pages as there are people in the entire world. Okay. So the problem is that there's too much of the same content. It's repeated over and over and over again. You're not going to do well if you keep publishing the same stuff that everybody else does. I mean, it only makes sense. And I know some of you will actually go find a blog and you'll do a blog just like it. You're just totally wasting your time. I mean, you're spinning your wheels. It's not going to work for you, okay? So the question is, how do you make yourself stand out? What you do is you use things called steps, okay? So I'm going to show you different things called steps, and you use supporting data, okay? If you interject those, and I'm doing it right now in this video, right? I'm giving you supporting data, and I'm talking about steps that we need to do, and you add in a couple other things which are really important. You add in your story and how you relate to that particular subject or some life experiences that people can relate to, then you're going to stand out a little bit more. People love to feel like they connect with you. So a lot of times, let me add one thing to that. If you can't add your story and life experiences to a blog or a video, whatever it is, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. If you don't have a personal experience or story, don't write the blog, don't record the content, don't do any of it because it's not going to resonate. The only way it's going to resonate with people right now, the only way is if you have a life story or you have some experiences you can share with people, okay? So think about that when you're creating content. Are you just taking information and listing it on a page? If so, you're going to get lost in the shuffle, okay? So when people, talk about me or some of my training, I think most of you know I started off selling cell phone cases. I was a miserable failure at it. I didn't do well. I didn't make any money. As a matter of fact, I lost money, but it taught me how to sell stuff online. Okay. I didn't know how to sell anything online. So I started selling cell phone cases. I sold them for a matter of months, I guess. But the problem with cell phone cases, and some of you know this, people switched all the time. So I would, and back then there was no drop shipping or any of that. This is 2009. I would buy 100 or 200 cell phone cases, all the same, right? Because I was buying wholesale. And then I would go to sell them, and I'd start selling them, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 of them. And before I could get rid of all of them, the cell phones would change, or people would decide to change their cell phone case to a different one. And I was left over with all this inventory. Okay. So that was not a good business for me. Now, some people actually make a living selling cell phone cases. They do really well. I could not, but it was not a failure because I learned how to sell stuff online. I learned how to list stuff online. I learned how to get to other markets. I met people. I learned how to process stuff. I learned how to ship stuff out. I learned from it. So I don't consider it a failure. Some people would, because they would say, well, you didn't make any money, JR. So sounds kind of like a failure to me. But it wasn't a failure, and it wasn't a failure because I learned from it. So the next thing you need to do, and this is something that I bet most of you do not do, but if you do this, this is going to put you ahead of so many blogs. It's going to put you ahead of so many videos. And that is, you spend more time updating your content than writing new content. Okay. And I was looking at something that Neil Patel published the other day, and he said that they update hundreds of articles a month, but he only writes one a week. So all of their effort is going into updating. And the reason for that is because people want current information. You think about it. How many times do you search and you see an article that was written 3 or 4 years ago? You don't even look at it. You don't even bother to look at it. You don't bother to look at it because why? You want something that's current. You want something that's working right now. As a matter of fact, when I do searches on Google, I will use the filter up there, and I'll filter it for the past 6 months or the past year. I only want current information. So if you've been doing blogs for 5 years and you haven't updated anything, or you've been doing videos for 5 years, you haven't updated anything, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a real problem. And the other thing, Google actually looks at content that is the newest. So not only does it have to match what the search is, and it has to be SEO and all that, it's got to be current. It's got to be new, because Google ranks stuff. New content comes first. Why? Because like me, probably like you, we want fresh content. We want new stuff. We want stuff that's up to date. You know, if somebody's telling me how to sell a product online, and the article was written 8 years ago, I know stuff have changed. I know it has. Nobody's going to read your 8-year-old content. Okay. You need to update it. And when you update it, the article's still there. Do the updates in the article like you should if things changed. You know, your recommendations, your links, all your good stuff. And when you update that article, Google's going to look at it again, and they're going to probably show it to a lot of people again. So you got to put in there updated and the date and all that good stuff. But the point is, you need to go update your stuff. Okay. If you want to stay ahead of all these people, these are things you have to do. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 3, you can use what's called influencer marketing. Now, influencer marketing is hot, man. I mean, it's really hot. As a matter of fact, it's so hot. Oh, I got to say a comment here. Let me go back here. I don't want to ignore you guys while I'm talking, because I'll just ramble on. What is this one here? Okay, this is from my man, Web Solutions. It sounds like you were saying that we need to personalize the information for both sides. Absolutely. Absolutely. You think about the people you listen to, you probably know their life story. You probably know what they've done. They probably have a failure story in there. Okay. And I just told you one of my failure stories. Failures are a thing. Okay. They are a thing. Failures are a thing. And the more you try, the more you're going to fail. And that's a great thing. Failing is not bad. We were all brought up to where we thought, failing was bad. I know I was. It was like, if you didn't win, you were a failure. It's not true in digital marketing, because you try stuff all the time. I'm running ads right now, and I know 90% of them aren't going to do well. I know that for a fact, but it doesn't matter, because that's the only way I can get to the ones that do work, is to run the stuff that doesn't work. Now, ideally, I would love to just run stuff that works, but it doesn't. It's the audience. Matter of fact, I could run an ad that was super successful today, make a lot of money on it, run the same ad in 3 years, and it may not work. So it's not me, it's not that, it's the audience out there. It changes, okay? It says here for the potential clients and for us and what we are presenting. Yes, you want to get it so personalized, it's ridiculous. Matter of fact, you would want to get your stuff so personalized that most people wouldn't click on it unless they really related to it. Now, I don't relate to everybody, right? I mean, I know that. I know certain people don't like me, okay? But it is interesting who I do relate to. My audience is 18 to 25 on YouTube. And then the rest of the audience is 25 to 34. I'm in my 60s. But you know what? That's who I relate to. I don't know why. I just do. I know 50% of my audience is in India. I know that. It's just a thing. It's the way it is. However, the really cool thing is that my RPM, CPM, what I make, okay, the ads that run on my channel are $52. Normally an ad is $10, $12. Mine's $52. My RPM, what I earn, is $27 per thousand. Normally that's $2 to $5. I make 27 bucks. Now, do I have enough to where I make tons of money? I never made tons of money, right? I mean, I've made millions, but it's never enough. So it's still not enough. We got another comment here, Mr. Web Solution. Thank you so much for putting these comments in here. He said, most big breaks stand on the backs and shoulders of a lot of failures. Absolutely. I would not have my survival food company had I have not got shut down on eBay. I was selling somebody else's survival food. They weren't delivering, which meant I couldn't deliver. I had collected a lot of money. They canceled all my listings. They took $22,000 out of my bank account, and I was done. I was done. But for the fact that I said, what if I had my own brand? What if I started my own brand of survival food? That brand now has been around for 12 years and has earned me millions of dollars. But I wouldn't have had that brand if I hadn't got shut down. A lot of people would say, well, you got to shut down, you got to quit, you're done. I felt that way, but I couldn't do it because I didn't want to go back to my old job. I didn't like the boss that was there. I couldn't do it. I physically could not do that. So these failures that we talk about, guys, it's okay to have a failure. Failures are great. Okay. They're just great. All right. So let's get back to my list here. I want to go through the list here, and thank you for putting that comment on there. That's very insightful. But a lot of people are using influencer marketing, and I want to talk about this. This is the hottest thing in digital marketing, and it's only growing. If you're not using digital marketing, if you're not doing digital marketing, you're missing out. Now, I'm going to take somebody who's huge, okay, first off, and I want to talk about him. I'm going to talk about Shaquille O'Neal. I never really thought anything of this guy. I really didn't, until he quit playing basketball and he became a spokesperson for different things. And I looked up who he was a spokesperson for. I mean, the list is ridiculous. It was Burger King. It was Wheaties, Pepsi. There's a Nintendo game now called Shag Fu, okay? Because he's in a Nintendo game. Taco Bell he's done. He's done Mr. Big Candy Bars. He's done Icy Hot. He's done Nintendo, DS Tomodachi. I have no idea what that is, but that's a thing. He does the general car insurance. He does Oreos. I mean, I could sit there and go on and on and on and on, but he's an influencer. He does influencing because people like him. He's got a personality people like. Now, I don't want you to just think of big time influencers, okay? Many of the small ones really have a better connection with their audience than do the big ones. And this influencer marketing thing is only going to grow. It's only going to grow. Now, here's the interesting thing. Where do you get these influencer marketing people? Well, I will tell you, I get emails every day from people who say, hey, will you do a video for us? Will you promote our stuff? I've had Nike contact me, and I turn down probably 99.9% of them. You rarely see me do them. And the reason I do that is because 99.9% of them don't match my brand. If I were to do a video, and the one for Nike was not a lot of money, I think it was like $2,500 for a minute video. But if I were to do a video for Nike, it would turn a lot of you guys off. You'd be like, what? Nike doesn't have anything to do with you. You teach people how to start, run, and grow online businesses. Why are you doing a Nike promotion? So I turn it down. I have so many people that want me to do promos on gaming software. And I'm not I don't know anything about gaming, so I'm not going to do it. And they've offered me a lot of money, thousands of dollars to do that. And I'm not even a big influencer. I mean, I think we're approaching 7,000 subscribers on this channel, which is not huge, but it's enough to where people want me to do it. So here's the point to this. You can go out there and you can find smaller influencers who are talking to audiences that match you, and make sure it matches you, and say, hey, what do you charge for me to do a video or a shout out or something? And you can get your name out there. Here's something really cool. If you don't know about Cameo, check out Cameo. I think it's biz.cameo.com, but you can hire somebody like Gary Busey, okay, which he's a little strange. $150 he's on there for. The guy who does Walking Dead, I think he's on there for $500. So if you want to spend some money, get some of these influencers to say something good about your company and use it as a testimonial. Use it as testimonial. Imagine if you had 4 or 5 celebrities in your blog or on your website or on your video channel that's talking about your company, that names that people know, okay? And try to match up names that are going to go with your brand. Now, the guy from The Walking Dead, that has to do with, you know, the world ending and all that kind of stuff. So I could actually use that for my survival food company. That would actually work out. I could not use Kim Kardashian, nor could I afford her. But I'm just saying it wouldn't match with my brand. So only go after ones that match with your brand, because any good influencer is not going to want to do an ad or a testimonial for your brand if it doesn't match with their brand, because it hurts them. Next thing I'm going to tell you is number 4. Number 4 is a real big one. And number 4 is to use conversion optimization. Now, a lot of people's eyes glass over when I say conversion optimization. They're like, oh my God, that's so boring. And it is kind of boring. I'm not going to say it's not kind of boring, but I also will tell you it's the number one way you're going to make more money is through conversion optimization. Now, let's talk about what conversion optimization is. Let's say I have a sales page, and at the top of it, it says, you know, half price survival food. Okay, let's say it says that. And then it's got all my description. It's got a video on there, all this different information. That's one of my pages. And then I have another page that says 50% off survival food. Now, those sound almost identical, don't they? Half price survival food, 50% off survival food. And what I do is I run all my traffic to both of these, and I split, and I put 50% to one page and 50% to another page. Now, you may say, well, how in the world am I going to do that? That sounds so complicated. I use a software called Kartra. In the description at the end of this video, you'll find a link to Kartra. It's my affiliate link. I do promote them. I will tell you that right up front. But if you click on the link, it will show you a video of how Kartra works. And one of the things it does is split test. So I can run traffic to these 2 pages. One says 50% off, one says half price, and I'll know which one works better. And you say, well, that's such a small difference. Yeah, but that small difference that is, let's say 1 or 2% or 3% is huge once you run thousands of orders to it, right? So you got to look at your data, and you got to have the software to look at your data. That's why I recommend Kartra, because you can build all this stuff out. It's going to be available to you. You can look at the data, and this is called conversion optimization. That's one little thing you can do. And keep in mind, you don't want to change but one item on that landing page, only one item, because you won't know which item worked. If you change the pictures on there, change the video, you did all of these things, and change the title, you wouldn't know what worked. So that's something I will tell you. Conversion optimization, if you can dial that in 2023 into 2022, you're going to be a whole lot better off if you do that. In addition to that, for optimization, conversion optimization, I want you to look at upsells and downsells. Upsells and downsells. Let me explain to you what that is. You can also use Kartra for this. An upsell is somebody buys an item, let's say for $100. Okay, let's say they buy a case of meat from me for $100 in my survival food company. It takes them to another page, and it says, hey, you can buy 5 cases of a different meat, and it's going to be $1,000. Okay, so I'm taking them from a $100 item to a $1,000 item. Now, you may say to yourself, well, JR, nobody's going to do that. No, a percentage of people will do that. A percentage of people will do that. And since there is a percentage that will do that, and they always do, by the way, when I do this, that's called an upsell. It's a more expensive item after they've already bought an item. Okay? That's what an upsell is. If I have 5% of the people or 10% of the people do it, I've effectively optimized my conversions, right? I'm now getting more money per customer by doing that. Now, what's another conversion optimization? It's called a downsell. Now, a downsell is used if somebody doesn't buy your product, let's say they go to a page and they start to look at it and they decide not to do it, you could send them to another page that has a cheaper item. Okay, that's when we use a downsell. In other words, let's say I was trying to sell them a $100 item. When they leave that page and go to another one or a pop-up or whatever, however you want to do it, it takes them to a cheaper item. Okay, so maybe the $100 was too much, but the 50 they'll actually do. Okay, and by doing that, I'm going to do what? Conversion optimization. That's going to be something that's going to be beneficial to me because I can increase the value of actually doing that. I got a couple comments here. Let me stick them in here. What does Mr. Web Solution say? He says you can leap. Oh, sorry. Let me read over here. That screen's too far away. You can keep split testing over a long period of time since you are always updating to the winner. Absolutely. And you know, this is the funny thing. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people will split test and they'll get a better result with a new page and they'll go, boom, that's my page. Well, it is for right now, but what if you split test that page? Okay. And you found a better one. Maybe you won't, but you might. And if you keep changing what the split test is, you're probably going to find a better one than the one you just switched to. And what if you took that page and you split tested it? And what he's saying, and he's exactly right, is we constantly do this. We constantly do this, number one, because there is offer exhaustion. So if they keep seeing the same thing over and over again, your conversion is going to go down anyhow. Okay. So you do need to change up what you're doing. In addition to that, you know, times change, people change, what they want changes, what they're searching for changes. So this is something you always need to do. And we do this in Kartra. I think it's a great thing to do. You can set Kartra a couple different ways. You can look at your results after a week or a month or whatever you want to do and say, okay, I want to choose that one. Or you can have Kartra automatically do it. Once it determines based on 50 people, 1,000 people, whatever, 10,000 people, that one is better than the other, it automatically just switches everybody to that one. How cool is that? It's automatic. It does it for you. You don't even have to look at your numbers. It does it for you. And then you can go back after you sent that many people through, or it's ran for 2 weeks or whatever the parameter you set is. And then you can look at it and decide to do another one. So it automates this process for you, which I think is amazing because I don't know about you, but I my days are full. I never want to say I don't have enough time because we all have 24 hours, okay? And we choose to do different things. Now, the next thing you can do, which is going to be our, I guess, number 5, is you can use what's called an omni-channel approach and post in a lot of different places. Now, I use a program called Hootsuite. I'm not an affiliate for Hootsuite, but I do use it. And Hootsuite will automatically post to all these different places, okay? But you should try. I mean, you're going to be tempted to do one post and go, wham, I'm going to send it out to 12 different places. The problem with that is that every channel has its nuances, okay? So let's say you're doing a video, and a video is the way you promote, okay? Fine. The problem with a video is that videos don't work very well on Facebook. They just don't, okay? But videos work really well on YouTube, okay? Little memes and posts don't work on YouTube, okay? But they work really well on Facebook. And I'm just picking those 2 channels right there. So you got to look at Twitter. You got to look at Instagram. You know, Instagram, you know, they do have, I guess, short videos and stuff like that now. But, and I'm not an Instagram person, so I'm not talking from experience. We do Twitter, we do Facebook, we do YouTube, and we're going to add some more. But the thing is, you should look at all these different channels because some of these channels are going to really work for your brand. And some of these channels aren't going to really work for your brand, okay? Or you're going to need to change up what your messaging is when you move to a different channel. And that way it's going to match what people are actually looking for, okay? That's super important that you do that. So I hope you guys understand in this training that it is saturated. I mean, it's just a fact. It's saturated. But the cool thing is you can stand out. Those of you who don't want to change what you're doing, I'm telling you, you're going to get left behind. Let's see, Web Solutions saying, Google likes to see changes and updates and rewards us for doing that. Absolutely. That is absolutely correct. And if you think about it, they're just trying to think about the user experience. They're trying to think about what a user wants. The user doesn't want to see the same thing all the time. They want some differences, okay? We all like variety. You know, I can't even eat at the same restaurant 2 days in a row. Some people are okay with that. Okay, my wife loves Chick-fil-A. She goes there every single day. Loves it, just loves it. And I think it's okay-ish, but I can't do it every day. And a lot of people are like me. They get advertising exhaustion. They get posting exhaustion, okay? If it's the same thing all the time, it's never updated, it's old, we don't want to look at it, okay? We don't want old stuff, okay? We don't want antique posts. We don't want antique videos, okay? Those are very interesting to look at to see how bad things used to be. I follow a lot of cooks and recipe people on YouTube, and I like to go back and see what their first videos were like. Here's the other problem. If you've got older stuff, let's say it's an older video that you did 4 or 5 years ago, the quality of that video, the resolution, the sound, all those things are going to be a whole lot less than what the stuff is that you're making today. So if you don't update that, people aren't going to want to look at old videos that the resolution isn't good, the lighting isn't good, you know, the sound isn't good. They're not going to want to look at that stuff, guys. So it's super important that you update this stuff. And that's why, you know, Google will, you know, pat you on the back and say, here's some more traffic. Here's some more traffic. You're doing the right thing. So is this more work? Absolutely. It always comes down to more work. Can you hire some people to do some of this stuff? You can. I like to look over everything pretty much before I post it. And every video I do is written by me and recorded by me, and I just do that. And also, guys, I want to get your input, and you can put this in the comment section. If you're live, you can put it in the chat section. I'm leaving for Rome at the end of this month, and I'm trying to work in, do I do some videos for this channel? Would you guys like to see some stuff in Rome and what we're doing there? It's not going to be showing you how to make money. It's going to be showing you how to spend money. Okay, it's going to be showing you, if you work hard and start your business, where you can go and what you can do. So we're going to be leaving. We're going to be going like 10 days overall in Rome. I think we're going to take one trip down to Pompeii. If you guys would like to see some of that stuff, if you would like to see some videos on that, put it in the comment section, put it in the chat section. Let me know that that's something you want to see. And if you want to see that stuff, I will post it. I will post. We're staying right at a hotel that has a balcony overlooking the Basilica, which pretty cool stuff, right? So super glad you got your stuff dialed in. By the way, like video you did with the wife. Yeah, we did one the other. Thank you, Paul. She is like an influencer. She is an influencer. What am I saying? It's kind of weird, but she's an influencer, and this company sent her all kinds of products if she would just do a video for them. And she's really selective about that. She won't do them unless they match her brand, which is smart. Okay, you just don't want to do them on everything, and you don't want to recommend stuff you don't like. And we filmed a video, and it had to be under 1 minute because she does reels, and she gets paid to do reels on Facebook. So we had to do an under 1 minute one, and we had to really keep the user's attention. So if you go to Pet Parent Reset on Facebook, you'll probably see the reel there. I'm sure she has it posted there. So you hope you get to Vatican Museum. Incredible to see. Yes, we already have a tour scheduled at the Vatican. We have a tour scheduled for the Colosseum. And the cool thing about, I'm off track here, guys. If you don't want to listen to this, you don't have to. You can just leave or whatever. But the cool thing about the Colosseum is they've opened up the undersection now to where the gladiators used to walk through when they went out. So that was opened in 2021, I think it is. So we're going to get to see that too. And we're going to go to a place called Alfredo's, and that's not the full name of the restaurant, but they invented fettuccine Alfredo. Okay, they make it tableside. That's my wife's favorite Italian dish. So we're going to have that made tableside, right? I mean, how cool is it to get to a point in your life where your favorite dish, you're going to go to the origin of it in that restaurant, you know, that did it so long ago. And I can't remember, I think it was like 100 some odd years ago they came up with this recipe. But how cool is it? And the reason we can do that is because I do digital marketing. That's it. The reason I do that is because I do digital marketing. Paul, you've switched over to Facebook. You're always on Facebook now. While your part in video was short, it was fun to see. Yeah, I was supposed to be the jerk delivery guy. So you really only saw my hands. I handed her a box. Guys, go check that out. That is a funny video. She tries to open the box with a cleaver, you know, because it's absurd. We tried to make the video absurd. And a lot of those techniques, I'm going to tell you, were stolen from Casey Neistat. I took his course on doing videos. And if you ever watch a Casey Neistat video, he throws something on the ground. He's throwing the wrappings everywhere, and he's all, you know, hyper and everything. And that's kind of what the video was. It's only a minute, but you can find it on Facebook. Just look for the pet parent reset, and she's got it posted on her page there. Join the page if you've got a pet and you want some free information about stuff, or if you want courses, she's got courses too. Check it out. I would highly recommend it. Let me put in here, let's see, in the comments, go to Facebook and check out the Pet Parent Reset, and you'll find her video there. Okay, and guys, you can also go to YouTube. Let me put that in there. Also go to YouTube and search Pet Parent Reset to find her information. Okay, there we go. And it's really kind of funny. Our household's kind of weird because I'm in the back of the house and I have a nice office here with windows out looking, you know, the backyard and all this. She's in the front of the house. She has an office up front, beautiful windows, and it looks out in the street, the neighborhood and all that, because our dog likes to guard the house. So the dog hangs out in her office. She has a little ledge for the dog. And we should make a video about that. Anything you guys want to see a video on, please do me a favor, put it in the comment section, put it in the chat section. Let me know. You know, I'm here to serve you. Bottom line, guys, I'm here to serve you. Anything you want to know about starting, running, and growing online businesses, I'll do. And don't forget to let me know if you want to see those Rome videos or not. If not, I just won't show you. I'm going to shoot the videos, not show you. But if you do want to see it, you know, let me know in the comment section, in the chat section, if you'd like to see Rome and us traveling there and what's going on, because I'm not a travel blogger, and I know that. I teach people how to make money online. But this will be kind of interesting because you'll see how I spend the money. And we spend money on experiences. I don't have jewelry. I got a watch here, and I've got my wedding ring, but that's it. I don't spend money on jewelry. It's not my thing. So I think that's it for today. We've gone overtime. We've gone 6 minutes over. Is that okay? Rome videos, yes. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Let me put some of these comments up here. You guys are putting in some comments now. Okay, so Web Solution says Rome videos, yes. Who else we got here? Lonnie Sellers. What's going on, my man? Lonnie says, an important part of success is dream building. Perhaps give us some clips. Okay, yeah. And you know, it's really not, man, money has no value. Money has no value whatsoever. It's what you do with the money that has value. So, you know, we always say that money to me and her is freedom. Okay. Really, that's what money is. It frees you up. It lets you live where you want. It lets you wear what you want. It lets you drive what you want. It lets you eat what you want. It lets you go places that you want. And this is going places. We've got that trip planned. I am back in Las Vegas in November for a mastermind with Guerrilla Marketing. Great group of guys. And they're going to have, like, I think 100 people from around the world going to be at that mastermind. So I'll be doing that in November. And then in January, we're going to be on Marketers Cruise, which, Paul, you went on that. You know all about Marketers Cruise. So I'll be on that. It says, P.S. Look out for the pickpockets, especially in Trivoli Fountain. Yeah, I'm pretty wise to that because of the neighborhood I grew up in. Number one, I don't keep money in my wallet at all. I'm not going to say where I keep my money, but if I do have a wallet on me, which I always don't, but if I did, I wouldn't keep money on it. Never have, never did. Don't do that because I don't know, where I grew up in Memphis, I just don't do that. Would like videos on execution of goals. That's a really good one. That's a good one, Paul. And goals execution are really, really difficult. Writing out goals is not hard. Okay. You're just putting your dreams on paper or on your computer or whatever, but execution of goals, that's a neat twist, Paul. Let me think about that a little bit. Let me think about that. Cause there's certain things that I do all the time. And I think a lot of people get, and I don't want to go too long today, but I think a lot of people get discouraged on goals. They get tired of working on them, or something doesn't work out, or they don't hit that goal. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I'm going to can this. I'm not going to do this anymore. So I've got some ways that you can get around that. I've got some ways that will really help you out. Let's see. Okay, so I'll do that. And I don't know why, Lonnie, your comment didn't come out. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, an important part of success is dream building. Perhaps give us some clips. Yes, And that's what we do. We dream about places we're going to go and what we're going to do. And guys, you have been wonderful. I mean, you have helped me so much in building my businesses. You've helped me on this channel. You talk to me, which is nice. I love talking to you guys. I really do. It's just awesome to be able to have this format, to be able to talk to people, be able to interact with you guys. All of this means so much. I really appreciate it. All right, that's what I got for you today. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat section now, and I'll try to answer it. And if you don't get a chance to do that, please put it, in the comment section if you didn't watch this live. Paul says, I found that having accountability partner as well on time limits to reach goals. Yes, accountability partners are great. Great intentions. All right, let me see. Get yours in here, Mr. Web Solutions. You guys are great to me. I love your comments. Good intentions are like a crying child at church. They should be carried out. I like that. I like that a lot. I have not heard that before. They should be carried out. You were right. They should be, right? And I've had crying children and I carried them out. I didn't leave them in there. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I will not be live on Friday because I have a doctor's appointment. I will be live on Monday. Okay, so if you want to set your schedules, I'll be live on Monday. This is Wednesday, no Friday, because I have a doctor's appointment. Can't get back in time to do this thing at 10 a.m. I will probably be scheduling these also in Rome. The times may change a little bit. I have figured out that in Rome, 5 p.m. is 10 a.m. here. So I've got to kind of work that out. Let me know. Maybe you want to see me in the evening. If you want to see me in the evening, I can work that out too. Put your comments in there. It's only going to be for 10 days. So I'd like to do some lives and talk to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all your input. I appreciate your comments. Don't forget to subscribe. I got to always ask you that. We got to be growing that audience. Hit that button down there. Turn it from red to gray. Don't forget to ring the bell. I love my bell. My wife hates it. She hates hearing this bell, but I think it distinguishes us just a little bit. So ring the bell, turn on all notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or if I upload a video. Give me a thumbs up. Do that now if you would. I'll give you a second. Hang on. You got it? Thumbs up. Everybody doing it? Okay. Let me see if I see them. I'm seeing some. Don't be left out, man. Make sure you do a thumbs up too. Don't be the one who didn't do it. I've heard that people who don't do the thumbs up when I ask them can sometimes step in gum on sidewalks. Now, I'm not saying you're going to step in gum on a sidewalk today and get it stuck all over your shoes. But if you do, it's going to come back to your brain and you're going to go, you know what? I didn't do the thumbs up. This is craziness. How in the world did I get gum on my shoe? Well, I'm not saying it's because you didn't give me a thumbs up. I'm just saying I've heard it happens. And maybe you can prevent it. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying I've heard. I'm just passing it on to you. Hey, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for showing up and being here. I will see you on Monday. Love each and every one of you.